Hey everybody, my name is John Kiwanuka. I am the older and much wiser, much better looking brother of Jeff Kiwanuka. And I'm here to do an impression, or a couple impressions I should say. Have you guys ever noticed when Jeff gets confused, he makes a weird face? Looks a lot like this. And when he gets surprised, he makes a very similar face. Looks a lot like this. There you go.
Wait, are we serious right now?
Don't question my integrity. I mean, have I ever lied to you? I mean, come on. Have I ever lied to you? Don't do that.
LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time. Come on. Be serious. Be serious. Get real. Hey, seriously, get real. LeBron James, it's so different than it was before.
Huh? John, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, Amy, I'm gonna make some dinner for the girls and us tonight. Is that okay? Yeah, I just got done woodworking in the garage all day. Yeah, after working at the church all day too.
It's just a lack of respect. It's just a lack of respect.
Hey, can I call you right back? Okay, sweet. Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Jeff. You're a man of your word. Oh, Raina, too easy. You're too easy. What else does he do that I cannot stand? I don't know.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love, and we'll sing holy, holy, holy. To see you high and lifted up, yeah, shining in the light of your glory. Oh, we pour out our power and love, yeah, and we'll sing holy, holy, holy.
Guys, this is my grandma, and she's gonna tell you some of her favorite memories with me.
My memories go back to waiting in the waiting room for Lauren's birth, and we were all so excited. She was our first grandchild. It was so exciting. I remember when she was around 2, we had her for the day, and Pop and I got a little wading pool, put it in the backyard, and she went swimming. It was so much fun. I can remember taking her over to my brother and sister-in-law's house, and some other family was there. It was a hot Sunday afternoon. She's about 2. And she was running all over the place, and she was hot. She started taking her clothes off because she was so hot. So I let her get stripped down to her underwear, and she started going for those. And I said, no, Mommy wouldn't like that. So
Not much
made her
has
keep
changed.
her
No, I'm just
underwear
kidding.
on, but she was just streaking all over the place. She was so hot, but it was cute, and we all thought she was just the sweetest thing. I can remember her dressing up for Halloween as Madeline, taking around my mother's neighborhood. I can remember trips we've had together, Sedona, Grand Canyon, Hoover, going to Lion King, Pop and I staying with the kids while the parents were out of town, doing Michael's trips for crafts, graduation. Lauren gives the best hugs. She gives me the best hugs. I feel very loved and taken care of with Lauren's hugs.
We're back. This is my sister, Olivia. Say hi.
Hi guys.
Now, Olivia, what's your favorite memory with me?
So one time it was like at nighttime and we were about to go out to like this fair or something, and I was filling up my water bottle, and Hudson and Lauren and my dad were all in the next room, and I see something really weird out of the corner of my eye. And so I look over, and Lauren's hair is just chopped. It's gone, and I was not.
I used to have really long hair.
Yeah, it was
like curling.
It was really long, and so I was not expecting it. She didn't tell anyone, and so that was like one of my interesting memories with her.
Interesting. Now this is my cousin Kyla, and what is your best or worst memory with me?
Well, I have a couple of my best memories with you, one of which just happened when we were on the tube and we were jumping up and down.
We're on the lake if you couldn't tell. I mean, we're on water.
And then a couple years ago when we were in the kitchen, you were eating a cookie and you had a drink in your other hand and you started to make a song about it, and then you got me into it and we were just yelling and dancing. It was really fun.
How does it go? I got a drink in my hand and a cookie in the other. Got a drink in my hand. Okay, that's enough for that. Now my dad wants an extra introduction.
Hey, what's up?
All right, so this is my dad. What is your best or worst memory of me?
Well, because we're on camera, I'm going to give a really awesome memory. It was our first trip when you came to Nicaragua. How do you pronounce it?
Say it better.
Nicaragua.
Oh, okay.
And we were on a mission trip, and you were having so much fun. You got like really dirty, and you're like sweat stains that come down your face, but you really loved enjoying the children. I love watching how like this one little girl like magnetized herself to you, and I think right there you begin to really cultivate a heart for God. And so I love that memory. I'll take that forever. And thanks for letting me share this with all you and your friends as a private, right? Okay.
Well, this is my brother, and he's very excited, and he does not want to do this, right, Hudson? So what's your best or worst memory with me?
We have a lot of bad ones, but there's some good ones.
Wow.
One of them would probably
He loves
be
me. He really does love me.
on my birthday. I hit a home run.
What birthday?
My 13th.
Okay.
And everyone was there. Everyone saw it. And I remember she just ran and ran after the ball
I was
just
proud.
to get it.
I was
And
proud.
yeah.
I was. A bad one? Oh, that was kind of you, Hudson. And this is my auntie, Auntie Cindy. Now, what's your...
My sister.
Auntie, what's one of your best or worst memories of me?
I was there. So I remember the waiting room. What's the name of the hospital? Sacramento, Cincinnati. Wow, Dad.
Mercy General.
Okay, so this was a very big event because this was the first little person. So it was like Grand Central Station. We were all in the waiting room. There were like friends of friends that were there to see the big event. And yes, when finally we were allowed to see what had happened, little Lolo was born.
This was well before COVID.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we were all allowed, and there's no big deal. And I talked about it all the time. My mother-in-law said she says to me all the time, I remember you being very impacted by the birth of your niece, Lauren, because it was the first little person to be born.
That's so sweet.
How many years later?
That was so sweet.
She's still
What's up, guys? Welcome to The Lauren Show, starring me. Just kidding, but I've always wanted my own show. So for the next 40 minutes, I am the star, and I'm actually very nervous, and we're live, so we're just gonna roll with it. But happening right now throughout the night, there is a certain number that our team is looking for a $50 gift card giveaway. The word to type in the chat is Wednesday Night Live. Again, we'll announce the winner at the end of tonight, so stay tuned. But light up the chats, let us know you're here, where you're watching from, whose group you're in. We want to see you up in there. But tonight is week 4, our finale of Wednesday Night Live, this series that we've been kicking off on our Crossing Students YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, do it now. But tonight is just themed after some really important moments and people in my life. So I'm so excited to share that with you. But first, we're going to start things off light, and we're going to play a game. We have Leah, one of our 7th grade girls, I'm Cameron, one of our ninth grade girls, and we're going to play Fact or Crap about me.
Yeah.
The prize is nothing crazy. They just get my favorite candy. So I was kind, and it's all about me. So that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But are you guys ready? We don't have paddles,
Yeah.
so you just have to say fact or crap really loud.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to keep your own score because I can't multitask.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Sure. All right.
All right. So, number 1, I used to have long hair.
Fact.
Good job. I think that was Cameron.
That was Cameron.
Okay. So Cameron has 1. My first car was a red Jeep Wrangler.
Crap.
Fact. I think that was Leah first, and she won. That was crap.
Okay.
I had a Jeep Cherokee. That was also red, and it was really cute. Okay, number 3. Tangerine is my favorite LaCroix flavor. Fact.
Crap.
Good job, Cameron.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
2-1.
Yeah.
Cameron's in the lead. Number 4. I've had 4 cavities at one point in my life.
Fact.
Crap. Cameron. Wait, so that's at 3?
3-1.
I told you I can't multitask.
Not
Okay.
good.
And remember, candy's in the balance, so super important.
Very.
Okay, number 5. Vanilla is my favorite flavor of ice cream.
Crap.
Ooh, I think that was Leah.
Okay.
Okay, crap.
3.
Yeah, that's correct. Number 6. Now this is wait, how many do you have again?
3. 3-2.
3-2. Okay, so this is the last question.
Oh.
So if you
I could
win,
tie
I
it
have
up.
to think of another one, which is
Okay.
hard. Okay.
Okay.
So number 6. I put lotion on my hands every time after I wash them.
Fact.
Fact. Okay, now I have to think of another one. Shoot. Okay. I drive a white car.
Fact.
Okay. Leah wins. Leah wins. Leah, this is my favorite candy. I love anything sour.
Thank
so there you
you.
go. Thank you guys so much for
Yes,
playing.
you're welcome. Good
game. Oh, wait, we can't shake hands.
Corona. No.
Good game.
Yeah.
Pretend there's Lysol.
Oh,
here. Well, guys, I'm so excited that you are joining me tonight, and all of us. I'm including some really important people in my life. So next, I have part 1 of my Zoom interview with my mama who lives in California. But after that, I have an interview with one of my dearest friends, Emily Johnson. So stay tuned.
Hey guys, this is my mom, and I'm so excited for you to meet her. She lives in California, so that's why you are seeing her via Zoom. But I asked her to be a part of this because I want her to tell you all a little bit about my early life. She obviously was the one that first met me when I entered the world, and I came from her belly. So tell me about that, Mom. What was I like as a baby? I don't know. Tell me all the things.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and honored to share
So
a little
proper.
bit tonight. A little bit about Lauren. Obviously, what a joy it's been. I have to start by saying to be your mom. I have given a lot of thought about what I wanted to share, and there are so many things that I could say about Lauren that I absolutely love. And Lauren's the oldest of 3 siblings by 3 years, and she was my firstborn and the first to call me mommy. So she's the first granddaughter on both sides, and she's super protective of her siblings, always been incredibly nurturing and there for them, not only as a big sister, not only in that role, but in somewhat of a parent role at times. And, some traits that I could say about Lauren is she's kind, honest, feisty, loyal, and always had a very wise old soul. Before her siblings came along, Lauren was just like my sidekick. I took her everywhere with me. What I wanted to share with you guys tonight was something about Lauren that maybe something about Lauren that maybe none of you guys knew. When she was in my stomach, I was about 7.5 months pregnant. I had an evangelist, pastor pray over her and myself. And it was really life-changing. And I felt like, it was something that was really kind of confusing at the time, but looking back on it makes complete sense. And it was a couple of things that I remember about that time was two things that God told me was let go, and that she has a call on her life. And in the next day or two, I really wrestled with God, like, what exactly does that mean? And I was excited and I was scared all at the same time. And over the next few years, Lauren had some health issues, and it became a lot clearer what God was saying. And it was basically that she did not belong to me at all, that she was his. And even over the next, looking back over the next few years of her life, watching her walk through her calling, it's even more clear what God was saying during those, last few months of my pregnancy. And so it's just really neat to watch God move in her life. So that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys that you might not have known about Lauren. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
Mom, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Dang, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Aww, my mama. That was so sweet. She almost made me cry again. But part 2 of that is coming up later. But right now, I have Miss Emily Johnson.
Hello.
Hello. She has been one of my dearest friends, kind of like a big sister to me over the past, a really long time. And if you know Nate Johnson, our previous high school pastor, that is her husband, and now our Midtown lead pastor. But she's just been someone who's like super, super involved and special in my life. So I'm going to interview you about moments in your life.
Awesome.
Yay. So what was the most defining moment in your life?
Well, I think I've had a lot of defining moments. I grew up in a youth group very similar to this one, pre-COVID. And so I found Jesus at 14. And so obviously that defined my life and has continued to. I had a little bit of family trauma, I don't know what you would call it, when I was a teenager. And so that has shaped who I am. I got married. I got married to a pastor. And so, yeah, I think especially having our first child, Reese, our daughter, I felt a call to motherhood that really defined me. And that has obviously, a continued call. But I would say 7 years ago, I had a spiritual experience and a journey with God that was a new thing for me and has defined the last 7 years of my life. And I think greatly defined people in my life. I think Lauren has seen these changes in me because of that. And I think it's defined, just who I've become.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I love that. Now, I know you said so you now you can look back and that's a pivotal moment in your life, right? Now, have you ever had moments, and maybe that was one of them, or seasons where you were in the wilderness, so to speak?
Yes, for sure. So I think that spiritual moment, that spiritual experience that I had with God came because we were in the wilderness. So we moved to Vegas over 10 years ago, but we moved back to Kentucky that's where we're from. And that we moved there with a 6-month-old, and we went through a season of major wilderness, and actually 3 years of some darkness in our life, some sin, I felt very disconnected and not a part of our church community there. I had I had 2 little kids, had 2 kids under 2, and so I was drowning in motherhood, and I was definitely not my best self. And so I was in a season of wilderness. My marriage was too, and so that was for sure my hardest, my hardest season.
Were there any like helpful tools that you use that to work through? Maybe counseling, obviously, like working on your marriage, and that's still, you're still married today.
Lauren
so
knows,
how incredible!
Yes, Lauren knows I love counseling.
She's the reason I'm in it.
Yes,
So.
I love counseling. So yes, so when God started, I always say there's sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, right? And so I didn't wake up one day in this wilderness season and see an angel. My dad has a friend that has this story. He literally saw some celestial being in his chair in his room, and he started living the right way. And that is not my story. God didn't call me on the phone. I just got sick. I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah. And so slowly God started putting things in my life. Nate and I have always put counseling in our lives from day one, premarital counseling. And so it's always been a rhythm that we've gone to when we're in a bad place. And so that is a healthy thing that was even in this wilderness season. So we had some people speaking into us. So that is such a blessing. And then I've just started to do a lot of self-care, self-work, a lot of reading, a lot of writing. I have a lot of really great women in my life, Lauren being one of them, that hold me to be the mom and the wife and the friend that I'm supposed to be. And they'll call me out when I'm not being that. I always say that my head is, my first idea is probably not a good one. Yeah, so I should call someone and check in, and if I have a really good idea, I should drive to a friend's house and check in, so just a lot of these tools that I've been given to help, just to help get out of that wilderness stage and just start a self-care time that I can live a life that is glorifying to God and to myself even, I like who I am today.
I do too.
Yeah. You like it? Thanks,
I like who you are. Now, I know you and Nate are really big on the replenishment cycle.
Yes,
and I know that looks different. Obviously, a replenishment cycle for you looks a lot different with a mom of 4 and a wife versus someone like me, a single young adult versus a student in high school.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you have implemented in your life?
Well, my replenishment, I kind of mentioned, I need to get up in the morning before my crazy starts and read and write and spend time with God in whatever way that is in this season. Typically before all 4 of my kids are awake. But so that's a big replenishment thing for me. Exercise and eating halfway decent is an important thing in my life because that makes me feel better mentally and physically. And spending time outside and hiking or running or whatever that may look like, adventures with my family, those are all part of my replenishment cycle. Counseling is on there. But I love this question because you and I feel have worked in the last maybe 2 years on your replenishment cycle.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's finally just now happening.
Yes. Yeah, and I feel when you're young, the people watching, when you're young, you don't know what you need because you're getting to know yourself and you're growing into who you are. And so a huge tool and you wouldn't spend any time with me tonight if you weren't to hear these words out of my mouth, but I love the Enneagram. So if you don't know what the Enneagram is, it's a personality test. It's numbers 1 through 9.
What are you?
I'm a 2. Okay, I'm the 3. Helper. And Lauren's a 3. And we just discovered this though.
Oh yeah, but that's a longer.
Yes. Yeah. But I encourage you to take a test. If you're in middle school, it might be a little early, but it's just a great tool. So I know I'm the helper, and so I want to help others, but a lot of times I don't know what I need what I need.
Don't know what you need.
And so anyways, it's a really great replenishment tool in my life.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, last but not least, one of my favorite questions that I'm asking you and Alexa and my mom tonight is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Yeah. I definitely, my biggest thing in my life is that God really, really, really loves me. I don't think when I was young, I understood the depths of that love. I know I still don't, but he loves me for just who I am. He doesn't love me for what I give to people or do. He doesn't love me for the kind of wife or mother or friend I am. He just really, really loves me. And so I would really tell my younger self that. And I think I thought of funnier things too. most things are none of my business and I should stay out of them. I tell my younger self that. I think a lot of women need to hear that.
Well, me too, yeah.
And so, yeah, I just really would talk about, I would really encompass in my life the depths of God's love.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
yes,
you're
I'm
the
so glad
best.
to be here.
Thank you so much for just, time away from your family tonight and sharing your heart with us. Now, next, we have a really funny segment. I watched your kids this weekend. So like we said, there's 4, and you also have a 5th fur baby.
Yes.
Which you're going to see in this next video. So what's her name? Tell the camera. What's her full name?
Opal what? Opal Quartz. Opal Quartz Johnson.
Opal Quartz Johnson. And she is the newest addition. Child number 5 to the Johnson crew.
Yeah, and she's like so helpful. God made her like this.
God made her look like this. God made her ear floppy.
Yeah.
God made her special and unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cooper's 3. So this is Cooper. We didn't introduce Cooper. She's 3. This is Reese. And that's Milo, who's almost 2.
Yeah.
2. But Reese, why don't you talk about what you do? You change her bedding, you give her water. Tell us your daily routine with Opal.
I don't really have a daily routine because sometimes I'm doing school.
Okay.
But when I wake up, I have to make sure she has enough hay and pellets and water. And also before I go to bed, I have to make sure she has everything she needs. And also her teeth will never stop growing, so I have to make sure she has some sort of wood in her cage or like something she can gnaw on. So she loves the couch.
Uh-oh. She peed and pooped.
Ew. Opal.
Hey Cooper, who's your favorite babysitter?
Lauren.
Why is Lauren your favorite?
Cause Lauren is the best.
Oh. Reese, what about you? Who's your favorite?
I have 2 favorite babysitters, and it's Lauren and Kalisha.
Oh, why are they your favorite?
Because Kalisha babysits me the most, and Lauren is very, very fun.
We went to Wait, tell them what we did last night.
We got crumble cookies and Stella and me all didn't make ice cream.
Oh, you made ice cream. What kind of ice cream?
No,
vanilla.
she is going to.
No, but we went to Crumble with our friends Mooney and Jessie and Melody. It's a crazy house, guys. 4 kids. They're not mine. So, just in case you're curious. Well, you saw all the Johnson children. And now you're seeing 2 of my other favorite people. This is my sister, Olivia, and my brother, Hudson. But I want you to put in the chats right now who you think is the oldest. Well, I'm the oldest, but out of them, who's the middle, who's the third, last, whatever we're calling them, because I'm the shortest and the oldest, but you can't tell tonight because I have heels on. Anyways, but light up the chat, let us know you're here, and the giveaway is still happening. So drop in the chat the words Wednesday Night Live for a chance to win a $50 gift card. But right now, I have my siblings here to play Who Knows Me Best, which I think this should be easy. I don't really know. They're very nervous. They're not talkers. I'm the talker of the family. So anyways, so you're going to keep your own score because, again, I can't multitask. And you have the same prize. You get my favorite candy because it's about me, and you're welcome. Okay, so number one. Ready? Hands behind your back. Whoever rings the bell gets to answer, okay? What was the full name of my first car?
2018 Toyota Corolla?
No.
The full name?
1999 Jeep Wrangler.
False. It was a do you want to try again?
1999 Jeep Cherokee.
Okay. Yep, that was it.
Cherry red.
It was cherry red. It was very cute, but nobody gets a point. Okay, number two. What is my favorite kind of sweet to eat?
Cookie?
Yeah.
Okay.
One. Olivia gets one. Come on, Hudson. He said cake when we were practicing. He was wrong. Number three. What do I do when I want to check out? After a long, yeah, okay.
Go on your phone.
No.
I don't know.
Okay. It was watch TV.
Oh.
So it's okay, guys. Let's keep the momentum. Let's get excited. Get excited. I told you I'm the talker, so I have to keep it going. Okay, my go-to snack. Come on.
Chips and salsa.
Yay! Okay, 2-0. Favorite kind of candy?
Sour
Yeah.
Skittles?
Oh.
Sour?
Anything sour. So I'll give it to you. Okay, so what is it? 2-1. Right? I told you to keep
Sure.
track. Okay.
It's 2-1.
Okay. What do I call Mom's dog?
Butter nuggets.
That's actually really embarrassing, but nobody else would know that. Okay. Wait, how many do you have? 3?
3.
Okay, now this is the last one. So I guess Olivia already wins. But what is one of my grossest habits?
Burping.
No, that wasn't what I put on here. So
Biting your nails?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Well, Olivia, you win my prize of my favorite candy. So these are some of my favorite people, obviously. But coming up next, we have part 2 of a Zoom interview with my mom where I'm asking her what advice she would give to her younger self. There may be some tears. There may not. I don't know. But again, light up the chats. Wednesday Night Live. The giveaway winner will be announced during the closing remarks. But after that, I'm going to interview my friend Alexa, and we have a top 10 moments coming up. So stay in there.
I have a question for you.
All right.
And so, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Whew. All right.
AKA me, I guess.
Okay. That's good. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one of the scriptures that I love that I've always kind of held really close to my heart is, and I think that I would love to share with you is the scripture Proverbs 4:23, and it's above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And so that is something that I just kind of, I would pass on to you and to probably my younger self. I think that if you're guarding your heart, you're in a really good place. So that's the first thing I would tell you. And then the second thing is Psalms 138:7. And I know sometimes in our lives, our our decisions cannot always be clear decisions, and we can sometimes misstep. And that scripture is, though I walk straight into the midst of trouble, you preserve my life. You stretch out your hand against the anger of my enemies. With your right hand, you save me. And I'm sharing that with you because that's the scripture that I would share with my younger self. And I think it speaks highly to the mercy and grace of God, and to just his goodness over us and his sovereignty. And so that's something that I would share with you. And then lastly, I want to leave you with Psalms 119:11, and that's hide his word in your heart. So yeah, that's what I want to leave you with. So
Mom, you're making me cry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying really hard not to do that. I tried so hard to get through the first part of it without crying. And then I fell apart on the last part.
You're good.
So,
well, I really appreciate you talking all about me and what advice you would give to your younger self. And I'm so excited that you're part of the Lauren show.
Oh,
What's really funny,
I wish I could be there, Lauren.
I know. What's funny is Olivia, or my sister, your second daughter and your second kid, she would always make fun of me. I've always been someone who likes to talk a lot, right, and be in front of the camera. But the joke has always been the Lauren show with Lauren, starring Lauren. So today, my dream is becoming reality, and it's actually going to be on YouTube. So
I love it.
I may not be an actress, but I'll talk about me all day long.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see the whole thing. The whole thing's going to be recorded, right?
Yeah, you're going to be watching live with us at 6:30.
Yes.
So I'm going to say bye to the people.
I want to say bye to the people. And one last thing, Lauren, I'm so proud to be your mom. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. Kid, every day, I'm just so proud. I love you, baby girl.
I love you too, Mom.
I love you, Mama.
That is so sweet.
I know. She's going to make me cry up in the club.
Cried in the club already.
I'm a crier if you didn't know, but hopefully I'll make it through this. So Alexa, sorry, my mom distracted me. This is my friend Alexa Moore, one of my best friends and favorite coworker, especially since we don't work on the same team. So it's nice to we still work on the same staff.
We enjoy each other.
Well, yeah. No, but she is in charge of group coordinator,
life groups, all
groups,
that.
Young adults, all the things. But we have known each other for a year and a half-ish. And over the past year in my life, she has just been such an incredible friend. And so I brought her in to talk about people and people in your life. And that's what I'm going to interview about. So who was the most influential person in your life? Maybe your childhood or currently, whatever.
I would have to say it was one of my best friends and college roommate. I became a Christian in college, and I started seriously following the Lord. And her name's Audrey, and she had already been following the Lord for a long time. And she just lived her life so differently than me, just was disciplined, would read her Bible and pray, and just really love people well. And so it was just really when you spend a lot of time with people, some of their traits and habits start rubbing off on you. And so I feel like she really just taught me what it's like to have a real relationship with God. And it wasn't ever anything that she said. She's oh, do this, do that. It was just the way that she lived her life. And it was just very effortless for her. I mean, she's the type that would wake up in the morning early, no snoozing up in here. Just got up, made her bed, and went straight to the couch and just had her coffee and spent a good hour with God. God. And I'm still like hitting snooze about 5 different times. And she just is already there, just prayed up, ready to go. And so she really just like taught me so many foundational things that I just like still take with me today. So, yeah.
Did you realize that at the time, or is that something you have realized like kind of later in life?
It wasn't actually until like you asked me this question. Like I was reading these questions yesterday and I was like, who has influenced me? And I just like immediately like thought of her. And so definitely like later on in life, in the moment, I definitely didn't think like, oh, she's influencing me, or she's, I'm starting to do some of the things that she does and they're good habits. But later on in life, I definitely like realized that. I feel like you always kind of like think of these things in hindsight. Yeah.
Yes, totally. So has a person in your life ever given you a hard truth that was obviously like hard in the moment to hear, but in turn has kind of grown you as you've like been able to think about it and grow in it?
Yes, for sure. I'm naturally like a pretty blunt person, so I think people just come at me crazy as well, which is fine.
It's great.
Like I can take it sometimes, but sometimes I'm actually really sensitive. But yes, what's crazy is one time my mom told me just kind of like, this was like in high school or early college, and she was like, you are so much like nicer to your friends and people that you barely even know than you are to your own family. And I remember being like, what do you mean? But she was so right. Like, it's true. I think I was just so focused on like, I'm like, and sometimes like it's valid, like family situations can be a little crazy and, not great. But that wasn't the case there. And I think, she was just saying like, you're just like really like impatient with us. Like you don't like spending time with us. And I just don't understand that. And that was really hard for me to hear because that's like my blood, like I'll do anything for them. And so it was hard for me to like take that in and really just realize that and humble myself and be like, dang, you are right. So I don't know, it took me a little while to like figure that out and accept it. I think in the time I was like denying, I was like, no way. But looking back, again, in hindsight, I was like, yeah, for sure, I was nicer to friends.
I've been told that by my own family, so I can relate.
They're here somewhere.
And they're here, yeah. But when I think of you as a friend, I think of you as someone who is really intentional. So what are some ways that you are intentional with people in your life?
I'm glad you said that because I don't think I'm like super intentional. I think I had to like become intentional. I think it's something that I still have to work at because I moved here to Vegas just 2 years ago. And I had lived my life in Tennessee for 15 years. So established some pretty like deep relationships there. Like some of my best friends and just family, of course, still lives there. And so I had to like, those weren't relationships that I was willing to let go or just kind of like forget about. And so I had to like think of ways to become intentional with them, whether that was calling or writing. And so I think that kind of just like spilled over into my life here and just not having like family here, anyone that I really knew. I was just like going to be friends and family with anyone that would give me the time of day. Like Lauren will tell you, I just invite myself over to their house all the time.
She does.
And I kind of do that with anybody. I'm like, so when am I coming over so y'all can cook for me? Because that's really how we bond together. But anyway, yeah, I think that's where I had to kind of learn it and just realize that people don't, you can't love everybody the same. I thought like, all right, I'm going to call everybody and that's going to be me being intentional. They're going to be blessed by my calling them. And not everybody likes to talk on the phone. So, or like not talking on the phone to me, but so I had to think like, okay, this person would rather just receive like a really like, a text, or this person would rather just like me write to them or talk, whatever. So I think that was helpful for me to know, just be like, hey, you got to love people differently. Not everyone's going to receive love from you the same way. And because everyone's different. And so it's good to know just in any relationship in your life, like friends, future spouse, or, whatever, like coworkers, like people just receive love differently. And it takes more work on your part, but it's good. It's good for your relationships.
Yeah. So last but not least, the question that I asked Emily as my mom, and now I'm going to ask you, but what advice would you give to your younger self?
I feel like me and Emily had similar answers, and I didn't know her answer until like she got here tonight. So, but it's similar but different, but it's kind of got the same theme. I think I would just like tell my younger self to really just love how God made me. I think I just went through an identity crisis for probably up until about 2 years ago. Like, just really didn't know who I was. And like, I didn't love who I was or how God made me. So I like went through my whole life just being like, okay, I like this about her, or I like this about him. And so I want to like have those, and that's good sometimes, but like never really just like identifying like, okay, who am I? Like, what are the things that I offer? Like, you know, how did God make me? And so I just spent so many years just like kind of lost. And, you know, people can always tell when like you aren't like your true authentic self. And so when you finally get to that place where you just kind of like, no, this is me, I love how God made me, instead of spending all this time like thinking you were other people or wishing you were other people, you know, instead like, you know, living in this place from like, dang, God really did a number on me. Like, he really just made a dope person when he made me.
That
Because
is
it's
such an
true.
Alexa thing to say.
Yeah, like it's true though.
Are
Like
great. Yeah.
there was a moment I just remember like in college just like crying and boohooing about like just why I wasn't like these other people, and like just how I so desperately like wanted to be accepted by them. And God literally just like stopped me in my tears and just was like, hey, like every time that you do this, like you're saying that I did a bad job in making you. And I think I did a really great job. I mean, he spent time on me. He'll tell me, I like you. I don't just love you, I like you. I like your personality. I like your funniness. I like your weirdness. And I think like if we could just like realize that from like a young age, like if I did, I would be unstoppable. We all would be, Like nobody could tell me anything if from a young age, like I just was like, I don't believe you when you say these things about me because I know who I am.
That's right.
And so I think I just would have like enjoyed or just saved myself from a lot of just like tears and anxiety and insecurities if I just was like, no, I like me and I like how God made me.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice.
I love that. And that's such, like, I know you in this confident season of your life. And so I see that. I see you walk that out. And so I love that about you. And it's helped me with mine. And so I love you and I appreciate you being
too.
here. And yeah, just thank you for being one of my people. Yeah. Well, tonight, right now, the last fun segment is a top 10. Those are my favorite things. So I figured I would start out with one that's work related. So I'm just going to go the top 10 moments and people in the past kind of like year of my life. I was going to do my whole life, but that's just too much. So I decided on the last year. So number one was senior weekend, where we had about 25 to 30 graduating seniors gather at our Midtown location. And it was the first gathering, not post-Corona, because we're still in Corona, but where we were just able to gather together in some sort of way. So it was just really cool celebrating them and their milestone, but also just like celebrating what they've done in our student ministry. And number two was my sister's graduation. She graduated high school in 2020. And obviously in COVID times, it was tough. We didn't know what was going to happen. But she was able to have a very small ceremony that I viewed on FaceTime, but we celebrated regardless. So that was a super special just moment of the past couple months. And number three, and these are in no particular order, so just top 10. But number three is my grandma. She's just such a special person to me. We lost my grandpa, her husband, a year and a half ago, and she's always been, I won't cry. She's always been so special to me, and so has he. And so here's a picture of us, but I'm going to move on because I'll cry. Number four is me and my dad in funky glasses. If you couldn't tell from our pre-service videos, me and my dad have very similar personalities. We're kind of the life of the party. And so this was us shopping on a vacation. And yeah, he's just funny. Number five was a snow day that we took for Alexa's birthday, an unintentional snow day. We went hiking at Mount Charleston in April. It was COVID. We were trying to celebrate her birthday, but in a socially distant world. And it was April, so it's supposed to be like warmish, and it snowed. So that was an adventure. One of my favorite moments recently. Number 6, one of my favorite people. I call her my 3-year-old best friend. Her name is Cooper. She's one of Emily's. But she's just, I mean, as you can see, she's just hilarious. And she FaceTimes me frequently, which I love, and shows me her dolls. Number 7 is, I mean, I couldn't, we've talked about Corona, so face shields. That was a work event a couple weeks ago, but I realize I don't like them because I don't feel safe. But anyways, it's besides the point. But number 8, one of the really special moments with me and my friends back in November, before Corona was a thing, we took a 24-hour drive, no hotels, to the beach. We went late after a church event, and then we came back late the next day, and we slept on the beach and ate good food and just like sat in silence, which was wonderful. And I hate silence, so that's saying a lot. But number 9 was also in Corona times, but me and my family, there's a picture of my brother, we took a bike ride on the Strip, which if you haven't done that in Corona times, I don't know if you still can, but it was really, really fun. And then number 10, last but not least, is my boyfriend that you guys have. He's somewhere here. He doesn't know this is happening, but yeah, he's one of my favorite people. And so, yes, there's that. You haven't seen a picture of him, so there you go. That's all you're getting. But anyways, I just want to thank you guys for being a part of the Lauren Show and also just this series. And, this is the finale. And, our giveaway winner, sorry, I'm reading my thing, is Kayla Madison. Kayla Madison. I hope I'm saying that right, but I don't know if you are a middle schooler or a high schooler, but DM whichever Instagram and tell us your top 3 places that you would like a $50 gift card to, and I will mail it to you. But like I said, so this is our last week of Wednesday Night Live, our last week of giveaways. So our new series starts next week. It's called Uncensored, focusing on sharing God's truth, but in a loving, just way. So if you don't already follow us on Instagram, it's MS Crossing LV for middle school and HS Crossing LV for high school. And subscribe on our YouTube. I'm sure you're already on there. And if you're not in groups, sign up. The link is in our bio. But if you're watching this, you're probably already in a group. So I'm so glad you're connected. And again, thank you for tuning in to our Wednesday Night Live series.